Warning. The views and thoughts and opinions of just enjoy.
How to say ladies and gentlemen in gender neutral terms.
Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo.
Well, everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Everything's fine, Craig.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course it is.
Yes, of course it is. HIAC Talk Radio, welcome. I was trying to do too much before I went live, so I was flustered. Been that kind of day. How are you, sir?
I am fine and dandy, John Candy. Trying to determine which way I'm going to dress from day to day, because here in the lovely city of Philadelphia, it was 84 degrees yesterday,
Okay.
and today we were hit with snow showers.
I don't. So I knew it was coming because I was paying attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, this is going to eventually go away, so I'm not going to change it. I was still, so I had that problem with my ears that come up every now and then.
Yeah.
And every time the temperature changes, here we are. It's like, oh, great. Cool. Yeah. So you take it away first, because once again, we started the show and I'm technically also trying to fix something. Why not?
Why not? Well, even though we're getting closer to Wrestlemania, I thought it was kind of a boring week this week. There really wasn't anything much to chat about as far as matches go. I think the big thing that came out this week was the promo that took place between CM Punk and the Usos to further uh, reinvigorate the WrestleMania main event match between CM Punk and Roman Reigns, which at this point is the only match seemingly anyone is looking forward to.
I give a crap about, yeah.
Yeah, in WrestleMania years past, we had a litany of matches that, you know, we could point to. I can't wait for this one. I can't wait for that one. There really hasn't been anything. And as we said, we're getting closer. You know, we're only, what is it, 6 weeks out?
Yeah, I was going to say, are we even 6 weeks out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've had the the Rumble, the Elimination Chamber, the standard setups for WrestleMania, and there still hasn't been any. No, as far, and I'm speaking for myself, but I'm also my statements have been echoed by a lot of folks in and around my circle and in social media, that there really isn't anything, any match in particular that they're excited about, save for CM Punk versus Roman Reigns, which we sure was a heavy pivot, given that so many potential WrestleMania matches had to be put on hold because of the garbage pail of injuries that have occurred to everyone. But Punk and Reigns is the one that's come out shining the best, because you got two guys that are still super over with the fans, and you got two guys that can talk. In this case, in last Monday, it was three guys who can talk. I know I give Jey Uso quite a bit of grief, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
But when he comes straight to the ring, and gets to the point, you know, he cuts a good promo, as does Jimmy. They both do. My problem with Jay has always been, you know, the yeeting and the, you know, making his way through the crowd and taking 20 minutes to get to the ring.
Yeah.
And because once he gets to the ring, he's already blown up, so his matches are sloppy, and he hasn't really grown as a worker.
He made them extra sloppy for you.
Make them extra sloppy for you. But what got Jay to Jay, if you know, folks can recall, was during the Bloodline saga, when he would grab the mic and, you know, would say, "Man, I don't give a damn what the tribal chief said." Jay distinguished himself, you know, because of his mic work.
That whole segment, that everything about that was perfect.
Yeah, and even saying again, and you out to his brother Jimmy, and I'm out too. That was, you know, again, one of the biggest pops already, you know, in WW history.
Yep.
You know, but that was, you know, predicated on Jay's mic work. So this Monday you had Jay and Jimmy coming out on behalf of their cousin Roman Reigns, asking for an apology from CM Punk. Just a simple, "I'm sorry." And Punk said, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You guys are a couple of bitches that, you know, talk for your cousin."
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah. The crowd was on for it, and for all three guys. You know, and we're still coming off of the last week's when he said, "I'm going to bury you, you know, next to your father, Sika." And Punk went into more details about, you know, his relationship with the Anoa'i family, which is long, and the Alpha Sika tree is also very long, because Alpha's wrestling school was here in the Pennsylvania, in Allentown, a place where CM Punk spent a lot of time.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, Alpha's wrestling school is in Allentown. When they would do TV tapings here for the Wild Samoans, you know, they tape it in Allentown, and a lot of times they would stay, you know, in Allentown or the Hamburg, where they would tape at the Hamburg Fieldhouse. So yeah, Alpha's, and that's where Rock grew up, you know, Allentown. You know, he called that home for a lot of years, even though he moved around a lot.
But, I did not know that.
Yes, well, I didn't know that, so I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Well, I was actually, funny enough, I was actually quoting the randomest fucking. It's an episode of Saturday Night Live where Jerry Lewis is, my feelings of him aside, is hosting, but Eddie Murphy comes out during the monologue.
Yes.
And what I don't even remember what Jerry Lewis said, because usually I'm not paying attention to him.
Right.
But I never get out of my head Eddie Murphy sarcastically going, this, I did not know that. Just looking right at the camera like he.
I remember that episode, and what got me during that episode, because Jerry Lewis, you know, only hosted Saturday Night Live once, and because he's not used to live TV anymore. But when another time Eddie came out with Jerry was on stage, Joe Piscopo was doing the muscular dystrophy Jerry, the serious Jerry with the hair slicked back, and you know, I just want to say,
oh, that's right, yeah.
And Eddie came out as a wacky Jerry, and he was. They were doing it on either side of Jerry Lewis, and Jerry Lewis trying to keep a straight face, because you have two sides of the evolution of Jerry Lewis. You have Joe Piscopo with the serious, the muscular dystrophy Jerry on the one side, and you have Eddie on the other side. You know, and hey, lady, I'm sorry about Mr. Lewis the thing. And
I'm sorry I brought that up. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it was great. But that's what I remember, the Jerry Lewis episode of Saturday Night Live. That's what I remember.
It's also the only time I laughed at Jerry Lewis was his monologue where he talks about if he knows the perfect way to, if he bombs a joke, he just takes a fall and he purposely tells a crappy joke and then drops to the floor.
Yeah.
And he's older. So I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
No, it was great. But the Usos Punk promo just, you know, hit on all cylinders, and even the Usos attacking, you know, while hitting Punk, and Punk going down, but them not attacking him. It was just a one hit. Jimmy was trying to pull off Jay, and they both left the ring with Punk, you know, staring daggers at them. that just put the whole feud, the whole match, like on another level. Because now we need to hear from Roman Reigns inside. I mean, Punk can come out every week on Raw
Yeah.
at the end of the show and just drive
Absolutely.
everything.
Oh yeah.
And
Doesn't
they're
matter.
yeah, and they're still talking about last week's when Roman, when Punk said, "I brought you in," and Roman says, "No, you brought the other two." They go, "Oh, okay."
Oh, here we go. No, I thought it was really well done. I never get tired of those guys talking. The good matches is a whole other thing, but that's not that's not what we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't. It's a mixture of the world
Mm-hmm.
and compacted with Dana. I'm going to read your stuff in a second, or joined up with everything else that's happening with wrestling, and it's like I don't care. I really want to care. I figured it out, by the way, that option that whole time I was delaying. It's a mix of everything. It's just the booking's not great. We could argue about the Triple H thing. It's what's going on there for days, but something's wrong.
Yeah, it's we're having these landmarks happen, but it's not. I mean, we have a new Intercontinental Champion. Penta, incredibly got himself over so quickly, and they rewarded him, and just so. But we have a new Intercontinental Champion, but who's he feuding with? And how does that? What is he doing for WrestleMania? Is there gonna rematch with Dominic? What? Apparently, Finn Balor's out of the Judgment Day, which everyone saw coming. Okay, so what now? Is he going to feud with JD? Is he feuding with
I will
Dominic?
say this: I got a little bit hooked with the him kicking Dominic.
Yes,
and I was like, okay, all right, very good. I'll give you that one, guys.
Yeah.
At least they didn't go straight with it,
No. And I would think as much heat, as much praise as Punk and Roman Reigns are getting for them leading up to WrestleMania, I don't see absolutely anything coming from Randy and Cody. Now that goes back 20 years. They have more history than Punk and Roman do. And yet I've heard nothing from either.
Yeah.
Well, they might have done but I don't see their
I agree. Like you don't have to. I totally agree. I don't.
I mean, there's archival footage of those guys. You can even show
For like 20
a clip
years.
Yeah. I mean, you can show a clip of their dads fighting each other. If you wanted to put the feud in context.
You could stretch this thing for years.
Yeah, or go back to Randy in Evolution. Not what was it? Legacy. What was it?
Yeah.
That was
Let me catch up real quick with Dana. Dana says WrestleMania should feel like WrestleMania, not Spring Stampede.
Good point, Dana.
You got a good point. I mean, Jey Uso versus John Moxley in an entrance aisle on a pole match. Misty says no polls. No pole matches. Cody versus Randy. Loser has to cover Ted's legal fees.
Womp womp.
Wah wah. Well, yeah, I guess I'm just on a personal level, I'm just overstimulated by everything. Everything is so loud right now, and it's a joke to some people who I no longer associate with, that I don't respect enough to think about until they talk about me all the time, and then I can't get rid of them. Then I talk about them. I don't respect you enough to care past that you won't shut up because mental health's a fucking joke to you.
Mhm.
But I have tried to turn it off and not care
Mhm.
and not care about any of the shit that doesn't affect me, and it's not happening. I can't do it. I just don't have that in me. And it's weighing on me to the point where I'm like, I don't really care.
Mhm.
Every time I think about something, I'm like, well, we're going to friggin' die anyway because they're going to fucking do whatever they're going to do because you
Yeah.
guys are, it's all because he's a goddamn pedophile
Yes.
and he wants money.
Mhm.
That's it.
Mhm.
And you have been fooled. I'm getting this off my chest. And correct me if I'm wrong. Correct my white privilege if I'm out of line on anything. I'm serious. Yes, I also giggle, but I'm serious.
Mhm.
In fact, I have a story for you after we're done wrestling. You allowed yourself to hate anybody not white or straight or from this country because they pointed to them.
Mhm.
And they're taking them more so than ever, which has never been okay. And I'm on the record, like they're just for taking our money. Now they're just taking everything, and you're still going, trans people bad, black people in camps.
Mhm.
And it's hard to filter that out. Even if I stay away from the computer,
Yeah.
the specter of it all hangs over me. I'm just talking about personally. I'm not doing a woe is me or that my day's more difficult than anybody else's. I am on meds for it, which is also a joke to some people. It's not helping. I said today, like, you don't like when I post? I don't like this feeling either. I wish I could turn it off. But also at the same time, kind of alarmed that you're not meeting me halfway here.
Yeah.
So to bring that back to wrestling, I sat there, I've watched a week, I watched Raw, I've watched NXT.
Mhm.
I watched AEW this weekend. And I'm just like, all right, cool. It doesn't help that all of the booking is bleh.
Yeah.
It is. Sorry, it is. It's just not great right now.
No.
And I only have 30 something years watching, so I was 6. We add another 20. No sarcasm intended to you watching it. How the hell? Like, yeah, we debate the athleticism is 3 miles away from what it used to be as a whole.
Mhm.
There was people like Ric Flair that could go 4 hours.
Yeah.
You know, Dusty, didn't matter how fat he was. Like,
Yeah. Mhm.
but we could argue as a whole, the athleticism is off the charts.
Definitely.
And I would argue that the match types, most of the time, are better
Mhm.
than rest holds. Although that's still okay. You can do that once in a while, by the way, WWE. It's all right.
Yeah.
And AEW.
Mhm.
But the booking is so subpar on almost every show. And TNA with that run up to the start of the new year,
Mhm.
being on the new network, and I'm like, and they gave us the shittiest debut show on cable. And I'm trying to like it because I like wrestling. So I'm I'm like ignoring it. I'm still interacting, not as much as I used to, but I couldn't tell you the other matches. There's wait, let me before I get distracted. See what I mean? My brain's broken.
Yeah, it's okay.
CM Punk still cuts promo around like he's Arn Anderson on the mic. Period.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
good. The Usos, I give them less credit on mic than you do, but their moments are wonderful. Like the stuff you brought up. But that's just me.
Wait. No, but you see, this was the best promo they've ever done since the
Also true.
bloodline stuff.
Yeah.
Because when they're focused and real issues make money, then when they have something to say and you can see, you can hear it and you can feel it, wow, these guys are really pissed at each other. Wow, he made a good point. And that's when you get invested as a fan. And what I've been trying to do, because, when the world's on fire outside, it's like, oh, this will take my mind off of things. And I could always count on wrestling for that, even when, granted, it's never been this bad, but when things have been bad, wrestling was always something that I could take me away from this. But now I can't, it doesn't happen for me.
Vince Russo had me enjoying segments more than the main shows this week.
Wow.
I watched JCW and I was like, where did Vince pull that out of? And I'm talking about a segment he's in where he didn't say bro 85 times. That's just the least of the nitpicks. But it was a good segment. And I was like, am I dying? Wait, what's happening? JCW and NXT were the better shows this week. I have to bring up the Ashe wrestling stuff coming up soon, because that card is stacking up. And then we also have we kind of touched upon it last week, maybe the week before. I don't remember when Derek was or was not here, and he's not here right now because he's at work already. They called him in because of the snow. I think I might be right about the Jade Cargill stuff. I think.
Okay. Yeah.
I think. I'm okay if I'm wrong, by the way. I'm just... How do you determine... Like I said, we both have... Just reminded me about somebody trying to correct you on the show on Preston Steve this week. They were wrong. I hope you know that.
No, I shouted out Casey, and I texted him because the Christian Chenoweth thing that I said that I actually was wrong. I'm sorry. I saying this to you, and I'm saying this to, but I love the fact that Casey defended me, and even Steve was like, well, Craig says it, it's, he's
well,
never
98% of the time. Then this was like the one time, Craig.
One time,
yeah,
yes. And Casey said you're grounded, so I know.
I was like, yeah, I almost texted him like, listen, it's like 98%.
I won for me, and here it is, folks, for the error that I made. The topic on the show that Dan and I listened to was what are the hardest schools to get into in the country, and in the top 5 was Curtis Institute of Music, which is on Locust Street, right down the street from me. And I said Kristen Chenoweth, that's where she got her vocal training from, and then later on said, no, that's not true. She didn't go to Curtis Institute. And Nick and Casey rather said, well, Craig's never wrong about this. And Marissa went to Kristen Chenoweth's page and said, no, there's no Curtis Institute connected with Kristen Chenoweth. And what happened was...
Listen, what happened, you see...
Because I live in the city, because I am close to both... Kristen Chenoweth attended the Philadelphia Academy of Vocal Arts, which is on Spruce Street, a block away from Curtis Institute.
Oh, so technically you weren't even wrong. No, that doesn't count, Craig.
And I get those two mixed up.
That doesn't count. We all know no, taking that back.
Yeah, so that's what it was.
Christian Chenoweth is all elite. No, but I was bringing that up because I'm like as many years as I've been watching. On top of the fact that you've been watching longer, you also have this encyclopedic. I don't know how you do it. That was my whole point about the Christian Chenoweth thing. Is technically you were correct. Getting the street wrong and school wrong doesn't count. Your brain was pointed to the right place. I don't know how you. Is this the worst? Is this content wise, not wrestling wise, that it's ever been?
The worst it was, um, content wise, would be, and this is and this is through no fault of wrestling. It was completely geographic. When I had to watch nothing but WWF wrestling. This was in the late '70s. After Superstar had been dethroned, during the Bob Backlund years, and before cable TV, I couldn't. The only thing I had to watch was Saturday morning squash matches, and there was no world champion didn't wrestle on TV. The world champion was never on TV. Bob Backlund was our world champion, who was out of the world heavyweight champions in history. If you're ranking promos, he would be last, in terms of promos. But that was all a bet that Vince McMahon made with Eddie Graham, and so they went Bob Backlund instead of Steve Keirn. But that's another story for another time. But that's as bad as it was for me. And it wasn't until I discovered championship wrestling from Florida and the NWA, and that and I had to live vicariously through the after magazines with what was happening everywhere else, and even that was 6 weeks late. So I saw that a world title change hands, or Dusty won the NWA championship. By the time I got there, it was September, and he won it in August. But yeah, that's for me. That was bad because I knew I had nothing to look for. There wasn't anything to look forward to because I knew what I was getting week after week after week. It was boring Northeast WWF championship wrestling. Only when I got to see championship wrestling from Florida, or Georgia championship wrestling. If I went to my aunt's house in Teaneck and I got to see 3 hours of wrestling Saturday mornings on, and got to see the Freebirds and Tommy Rich and Mr. Wrestling 2, and angles happening. Something happened every week. There was a sneak attack. There was blood. Ted DiBiase got pile drives 7 times by Terry Gordy. Got taken out in an ambulance. That kind of stuff that I would never see. So that was the worst it had been. It was the late '70s, so we were in between, Ford and Carter. We just got rid of Nixon, but right leading into Ronald Reagan. So, but even that wasn't. Yeah, we were on a roll, and I wasn't even in the workforce yet. I was just a snot-nosed punk, so I didn't know how bad things really were.
You were looking at the workforce, going, "I don't want to go."
Yeah,
trickle down my ass.
There's not a draft, but but no, the worst thing that happened.
Might have the turns of table.
I have the turntables of turn. No, but the worst thing that happened in that period was Reagan's assassination didn't happen. That was in '81.
That won't come.
No, but that was like, wow, that was something that actually happened. Because I grew up with hearing about presidents being assassinated, world leaders being assassinated, and here it happened. He was
well, Lennon the year before.
Yeah, 1980. Yeah, so like assassination was like a thing you worried about, and then when
thing you read about, it's not a thing that happened.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And again, this is pre-cable, pre-internet, so when it happened, it was replayed over and over and over and over and over again. And it happened on the night of the NCAA championship that took place right here.
Yeah.
Philadelphia. At the Spectrum.
Yeah, because I was trying to think comparatively to your answer. I was like 94, 95 for me.
Yeah.
I mean, the early 90s weren't great, but I was younger. Mm-hmm. So when I start remembering things hardcore, I'm like,
yeah. And 94 is still the worst year financially in WWF history.
I can't imagine why.
Yeah. And Kevin Nash is on the hook for that, for being the WWF, the world champion that drew the least amount of money.
He was not the problem there.
And yes, and that's my point. He was dead through no fault of his own. We were in the world, the United States was in a massive debt, and wrestling wasn't making.
And now they're just outpricing everybody.
Yeah.
And there's another reason. It's like,
yeah.
You have this specter. Sorry, if you're a decent person, you have the specter of WW MAGA, and you're like, Hey, let me fork over $5,000 for a ticket in the bowl. Dana says Larry Sharp beating Steve King, just not doing it for you.
No, it wasn't, Dana. Especially not every week.
Yeah. Oh, T-neck. No, T-neck, not like the drink, Misty.
No, T-neck, New Jersey.
I only know T-neck because that's the last new big fire truck that Deer Park got. It was built in T-neck. I had to go pick it up.
I heard from fans that were in attendance at when I was at Smackdown at Louisville at the Yum Center. Ringside seats were $700 a piece.
Dude, no.
And it wasn't even on camera side.
There's no excuse. There's none. That shit.
And you're watching 3 hours. It's not like you're watching with the old Superstars taping or Challenge taping where you're in there for 5 hours because they're taping 3 shows or something. At least you get to see even a main event quality dark match.
I was gonna say, are they doing main event anymore? Even
no.
Fuck you.
So the $700 for 2 seats and a SmackDown taping where you see 4 matches and what 2.5 hours worth of interviews.
Louisville and not even on a Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me look at ticket prices right now for the WWE at Phoenix this weekend. That's the wrong button, jackass. That's the right button. Let me bring this on screen for everybody. I'm a professional. See, now these, we got 228 on the entrance ramp.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what's left. I don't know what was the front rows. Yeah, $501 for an aisle seat.
That's for 1 ticket.
1 ticket, yeah.
So if you want to bring the family,
kiss my ass.
and I hope they don't want to eat anything.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, and don't breathe and use up too much air.
I hope they don't want to buy any merch either.
It's crazy though. I mean, they're still selling these damn shows.
Mm-hmm.
You're just not going to get enough people that want to protest it. That's why we are the way we are. How much is this ticket? Now that's the last time I went to a show, I paid $220 to $230 for a seat in the lower bowl, on the floor, back away.
Yeah.
That's goddamn ridiculous.
Speaking of ridiculous, D-Mac in the house.
Oh, shit.
Coming to us live from the road.
Yeah.
One and only D-Mac, Darren McDonald. How are you, sir?
It didn't alert me.
What's happening?
Damn it. What's up, dude?
What's happening?
Now, are you in traffic right now, or are you double parked?
No, he's driving 60 on the highway.
I'm actually in the parking lot of my job. I don't have to be in until 7:30. So.
Oh, okay.
Well, thank you for gracing us with your presence.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
So the floor is yours, Derek. So far, we just talked about the.
I also hold on, Derek. Craig, I'm sorry. I also want to point out that he's injured. He's almost dead.
I can barely drive.
Like,
it hurts so much.
So he's driving, and he's luckily he's got to do the plow work and not shovel, because if he's gonna die.
Yeah, I'm very hurt, and I told the gentleman who did this, when I get better, I will break your nose. I was very upset.
Why?
But
they're right. Go ahead.
It's a long story. Me and him don't get along anyway. But
well, it's not going to help now.
No, hell no. But what did you got? What did I miss?
All right, so we basically were just talking. Craig led us into not being excited for WrestleMania in general. We talked about CM Punk and the Usos and that segment being fine. I implied that maybe I might be right about the Jade Cargill stuff. Maybe, not definite. I'm not bragging. I said I think I might be. I really want to be right this time. And that's pretty much it. So, are you excited for WrestleMania? Like, are you? It was a boring week, is what I'm trying to say.
You didn't like the press conference last night?
No.
No,
I didn't.
What do they have? 3 matches booked so far?
The two title matches and the two women's championship matches.
Yeah, so I'm interested maybe in the Finn Dom stuff, only because I think it's time for Finn to be a face. I think it's about 2 years for him. All the matches I have are hypothetical.
Yeah.
Like, I figured you have Gunther rip the mask off of Dragon Lee so that Rey Mysterio can be the guy to come to his honor. So if they do Rey and Gunther, that could be fun. I have no idea what they're doing with Bailey. I have no idea what they're doing with Io and Asuka, and like they have a whole bunch of women that I have no clue what they're going to do
And
with
2 nights.
Yeah.
And Derek, they just crowned a new Intercontinental Champion. So where does Penta? Penta doesn't. You have an Intercontinental Champion that doesn't have a match.
Yeah, and it would have been cool if they built Rusev up and saved him in Oba for Mania, but you blew that off. I guess you can do Oba and Brock. I guess.
Well,
that would be the only.
I was going to say to answer everybody's questions. So far, we got CM Punk, Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
We got Cody versus Randy, where I'm just okay. I did forget about this. This is my fault because I love this. It's Stephanie Vacher versus Liv Morgan.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
And then Jade and Rhea. And the fact that we might see a shoot.
Randy and Cody could be fun given the story that they tell, but I don't know
what did I say? Literally, Dan, what did I just say about Randy and Cody? Did I say I said the exact same thing, Derek? Why this isn't getting the same type of why they aren't doing promo shoots against each other the way that Punk and Reigns, given they have a longer history.
I was going to say, but Craig was pointing out you can pull from their dads.
Yeah, you can go back to that. Yeah.
You also have Brock Lesnar on the card somewhere, but of course we don't have a match for that yet.
What is LA Knight doing? You know, I'm assuming it's going to be the Usos versus Paul and Theory. I guess that's the tag team match. Lash Legend and Nia Jax just won the tag team titles. What do you do with them? So they've got a lot of ground to make up. A lot of ground. Yeah. So I guess we'll see. And I guess after Mania, you get the call-ups. You get Ethan Page. You get Ricky Starks, Sol Ruka. I guess you get, so that'll inject new life. But yeah, this is and if you go back to, when was the Cody Roman 2? That was like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, that was here in Philly.
Now, yeah.
That's the most excited I had been for a Mania in a long time. And I think that's just because The Rock was coming out every week and cursing everybody out and cutting promos. But yeah, they need to hurry. I like the Punk and Roman stuff, but you know, it's like that program is dragging everything else along the way to Mania.
I don't. And I was also, I said to Craig, just to fill you in on the full discussion, a little shorter version of the discussion was like, and I think it's just for me personally, I never thought of myself as an empath until somebody else mentioned it. I don't know if that's still true, but just in general, everything going on, like I can't turn off my brain. So it's like, I don't care. We're not going to escape with wrestling. Why? Wrestling's miserable too. Yay.
The thing I like about Roman and Punk is that it has some truth in it. So when Roman said, you went on your best friend's podcast and made my job way harder than it had to be, I was like, yes, I'm glad he mentioned that at least, you know? And I'm glad that, you know, Punk said what he said about Roman's dad. So of course Roman's cousins are going to be upset. They're not just going to show up, do their thing, at least. So at least that makes sense. But then you got the stuff with Seth Rollins, which could be cool, but then they have people running
Black
in a circle.
Oh, that was I kind of almost threw the remote and walked away. I'm like, this vibe. All right.
Yeah, like
cops. Okay, scatter.
Yeah, they didn't have to run. I was like, why are they running in a circle?
I got what they were doing the shuffle thing.
Yeah.
But you looked like Craig, the Keystone Cops. It looked like a goddamn Monty Python sketch.
Yeah, so there's a few things I think can be good. Do I trust them to make them good in the next 7 weeks? Not really. But hopefully they prove me wrong. I mean, they fired Road Dogg, so that's a start, right? Or he quit. So that's a start.
Oh, okay. Did he quit?
They said he quit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you missed a great segment last week. We talked about it, right? And I was like, Fuck Road Dogg. It's just this. And by the end of the segment, after Craig and I talked about it, I'm like, you know what? I don't have a bad thing to say about Road Dogg. Never mind. I take that back.
Him and Billy Gunn will be wrestling FTR on AEW
next week
in a couple of weeks. I guarantee it.
Derek, I did want to say that I took back everything I said about him live. I said, you know what? You didn't do anything to me. I'm sorry, except for you're the worst wrestler in the Armstrongs. That is true.
Yeah.
Well,
which is a high bar.
That's a high bar.
That's a high bar. Yeah. But that was my point.
Yeah. When we mentioned last week, Derek, him being the worst wrestler of the Armstrongs, like being the worst wrestler in the Hart family. It's like it's still you're still better than more than half the wrestlers.
It's
on
like
Earth.
Phil Collins releasing both sides and it only sold 3 million copies. Oh, geez.
Yeah, right.
Man, I'm sorry.
It's like poor Marlon Jackson. We get it. Like, right? Like, but yeah, so maybe creative, they hired a woman to be the head of creative. So that's a start. That's a different voice, at least, and a different perspective. So, oddly enough, the thing that I'm most interested in on WWE television is I just love having William Regal and Fit Finlay on TV.
Yep.
So just seeing them with their sons, now they added the other pieces, and it was like, oh, okay. But just seeing, Finlay with his son and Regal with his son, I was like, oh, that's cool. It's too bad David didn't decide to come, but that was cool to see.
And do you think, obviously, well, I was going to ask you, you think this was calculated? Because last week, Fit Finlay's other son debuts on AEW, and when you know it, for the first time in 11 years, Fit Finlay shows up on TV, and I guess the contract that Regal signed, or the NDA, after he left AEW was that he'd not appear on camera, so I guess that ran out, or however long that was. But yeah, you're right. Seeing those two on camera again, and speaking of people that go way back, we're talking about Cody and Dusty. These guys broke in together, Fit and Regal. And if you wanted your homework this week, kids, is to watch the street fight between Fit Finlay and William Regal on.
Are you talking about the car one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were literally beating the living. I mean, not even trying to hide. They were just hitting each other as hard.
These guys are
as
friends.
Fucking can. I know. That was a living proof, gentlemen, of why I never understood and will never understand the wrestling business. These guys were best friends, still are. I mean, we broke in together. They both have known each other since they were 15, wrestling in carnivals. So you have to be tough because you're taking on grown men and getting punched in the face. You have to punch them back or else you don't eat. So those guys had a match on was it a pay-per-view?
No, the first one was on Nitro, dude.
A Nitro, yeah.
Oh, the car one wasn't on a Clash or Uncensored or something?
Maybe it was a Clash.
I thought it was a pay-per-view, but
now, maybe it was. No, they did have another. They had like 2 or 3.
But oh my god!
So the first one was on TV, but it might have been Clash, like you said, Derek. I can't remember now. I'll look it up in a second. I was trying to get a shot of them on NXT, but this fucking
there was who I saw an interview with an old WCW wrestler. I forget who it was, and they were talking about that match, and they said they came backstage and everybody was like, we thought you guys were friends. And he goes, oh. And they said Finlay looked at him and goes, oh, we just hit each other hard in safe places. And I was thinking, what's safe?
Whatever safe places.
It's not safe when you get hit that hard. Dude, every place is
I'll say, I love you guys more than anything else. But if we had to fight each other and just make it look no.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No. Well, first of all, Derek is going to... I'm dead.
That's what I'm talking about, buddy. But either one of us. But it's like, okay, here, make it look real.
Yeah.
Derek hit me and fight over. All right, that's it.
Yeah, hit me in a place it won't hurt as much.
Yeah, it's like when I used to fight my brother, significantly older. It didn't last very long. I was crying after like 3 or 4 punches because he knew exactly where to hit me to make it hurt.
Have you guys ever heard the story about Terry Taylor's one and only match in World Class with the Von Erichs?
No.
With Kevin Von Erich. Terry Taylor, really good worker and used to being a good worker, and but you go down to World Class and it was back when during it was a UWF crossover because he and Chris Adams were in a feud. So Terry was a heel against the Von Erichs since Kevin and Kevin blacked his eye, took out one of it and just bloodied his nose and everything and Terry was, he's fighting for his life. So he hit back, but he went back and he was pissed. And he grabbed the close thing he found, a broom. And he was going to wait for Kevin when he came out on the curtain and Kevin saw him and he goes, "That was great." Oh my, give him a hug and everything. Oh man, love it. That to him, that's that same thing with Vader and Hanson. The match where Vader almost lost his eye, and they go backstage and Vader's scared. He's like, "Oh man, Hanson must be really pissed at me because, dude, we did it. Come here, give me." No, I don't get the wrestling business. That's
neither. It's like modern day now. If you look at like when Sheamus wrestles Drew or when he wrestles Rusev, they just they beat each other up. They love each other, I guess. Hey.
Okay, I just want to. I'm only saying this because, like, usually Craig and you guys are right. I want to take this one. It was on the Nitro, you bastards.
Okay.
The car thing was on the Nitro.
Yeah.
You know what,
motherfucker?
That does make sense. It would make sense for the company
to do it. Yeah, on a Nitro,
on a free TV show.
Derek, the reason why I was saying that, Derek, because they didn't advertise it. They came back for commercial and it was on.
And that ended. That's where Finlay's career ended. Till he came back in WWE.
Right.
That was later. That was the one you're thinking about. Okay, hold on. This is. I know I'm correct on this one, Craig. You can verify this.
Yes, I remember now.
That's it was the Bash at the Beach '99 down in Florida, the hardcore invitational junkyard jerk off match where they almost ripped his leg, almost got ripped apart or something.
Right,
and he was gone for months, and we got stuck with Brian Knobs being a goddamn.
They were pushing Brian Knobs. That's right. And what was Jimmy Hart's faction called? Was it the something family? But yeah.
Oh, I think the extended. Dana will know. Dana's, but yeah, that parking lot brawl, because of course Bobby Heenan's on commentary. And he goes, "That's my car." And it's just one of the crappiest looking ones on the whole thing. But yeah, they just came back from commercial and there they are outside already. Jimmy Hart's first family. Thank you, Dana.
First family. That's
I knew she'd know. Like, I'm blanking on it. She's gonna know. Craig's gonna know. Yeah, they had the 4 cars. So the one on Nitro was the 4 cars set up in the parking lot with Nick Patrick. And then that junkyard thing. It's so bad. If you revisit it, it's even worse, Derek, because they don't light it. You can't see shit.
Yeah. And then I remember they did one with Vince Russo did one with the Luchadors, because that's what you want to see Psychosis and Parker doing, fighting in a circle of cars.
I didn't remember because Jimmy Hart's first family was the name of his very first stable when he was in Memphis, so I didn't know that he renamed it.
Oh yeah, he probably he would have brought it back. Sure, yeah, that makes sense. He's good at rewriting things so it's not the same as the first time. That's not an insult. That's what he does.
Yeah, listen to those themes. Yeah,
I was gonna say how much royalties do you think he gets every time they put one of those in the WWE?
It's crazy that he wrote "Sexy Boy" for Shawn Michaels, and it's still
did.
He's the one doing the old Shawn in the original version, Tim and Sherry in the original.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Still the worst entrance music.
Really, you don't like?
Oh my god,
it made sense in '92.
Wait, you mean all time, or the first version of it?
It's up there. The whole thing is just. How does that get you motivated? Like, this guy's gonna kick someone's ass when the first thing he would.
I always took it as a your point of view, yes, got it. I always took it as a kind of like a sarcastic "fu," kind of way. Like, I'm gonna that shirt that came out. I'm gonna kick you in the chin, then I'm gonna steal your girlfriend. That kind of thing. I mean, you're not wrong.
No, maybe I'm judging entrance music too harshly, but entrance music should not only just get the crowd up, but this guy is going to come and kick somebody's ass.
You're right. In those days, you're right, because, and Derek, I don't think Derek will fight me on this one. At the same time, you had Razor Ramon's theme, and you got fired up when he was coming out to that, like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, one of my favorite theme songs of all time is Rick Martel's when he was the model. And just the song playing and him spraying the elegant, like it's just that was my favorite. So I also love when it fits. And this is a whole nother discussion.
Yeah.
Oh, no, no.
The Wi-Fi in the truck is gone.
It's a great signal. Yeah, no, that was not great.
Yeah, I feel the same way about Randy Orton's theme song.
Oh yeah, I
Like,
don't. Everybody
doesn't-
likes that. I don't. I couldn't
I
give
can't.
it.
It doesn't inspire me. Any doesn't get me like a Stone Cold theme song.
Oh, Tom Green. I missed this, Dana. Tom Green did a great video about the hardcore title, spotlighting the Junkyard Mess especially, and also screaming Norman Smiley. Norman Smiley. Fact: Derek locks in for work by listening to the harp intro for the Rick Martel model theme. It's a good theme. I just picture him with that fucking snarl and just the might be a better entrance than Gorgeous George. Might be.
Who had the original Pomp and Circumstances?
Original.
No disrespect to Macho Man.
Right, real quick to bring it back in. Hopefully Derek will rejoin us. The ticket prices, Dana. Where is your comment? 20 years ago, floor seats for a WWE TV show in Fayetteville, North Carolina, was in the $90 to $100 range.
Okay.
Like even for okay. I got into a discussion with my mom about this because I was looking up old newspaper articles for my grandparents, my dad, and for some reason back in the day, they used to announce people's salaries. Like when my grandfather was a police officer in Jersey, $3,600 for the year.
Wow.
What?
What up, D?
Hey, welcome back.
Thank you. Sorry.
That's all right.
No, I was disappointed. Yeah. By the way, Dana said, fun fact, Derek locks in for work by listening to the harp intro for Rick Martel's music.
I do play it randomly sometime, like every once in a while. Like I'll listen to, this is the kid in me. I'll listen to Rick Martel's theme. I'll listen to the Beverly Brothers theme, which is just goofy for no reason at all. It sounds like it sounds like it's a Sonic the Hedgehog level theme.
Wow.
A lot of those early '90s theme songs kind of stick with me because that's when I was a kid. Like
Those
I
are your-
like that.
Those were your formative years, and those when WWF produced their own theme songs. They didn't want to feel like they didn't feel like paying for actual songs.
Yeah.
I still have the my favorite theme song is when remember the Attitude Era when they redid all of the theme songs with rappers and hardcore artists.
Yes.
So
Yes.
DX's theme with Run DMC.
Oh,
that's
amazing.
mine.
It was a better theme.
Yeah.
It was better. Even X-Pac says that that's his favorite DX theme was the Run DMC version.
There are,
Yeah.
I'm going on record bringing up Run DMC, and I will say this every time. There are many times during the year where I prefer their Ghostbusters themes over the original.
Okay.
From
Wow.
Ghostbusters 2. It's the organ, man.
Can't go wrong with the Kings of Rock.
No, there is none higher.
No, I'm not going to even try to do that, guys. I'm not going to be, I cannot be involved with this one. I will sound stupid. My go-to is the Z custom theme song that was used for Art Anderson and Larry Zbyszko. Yeah. There's one that Ultimo Dragon and then Kaz Hayashi and then somebody else used all the time with the kind of mandolin sound. Dun, dun, dun. Hey.
Yeah,
go ahead, Derek.
Go ahead. I can do a whole episode on theme music, but that's what's missing from wrestling too. Like you watch the Royal Rumble and they're playing the music and nobody knows who's coming out next because very few theme songs like are memorable. And the ones that are memorable, CM Punk, Randy Orton, John Cena, the fans, they sing along to it.
Right.
The only time I remember at a show, people not expecting, like, what's this music? When Sting, it was that last Nitro at the Spectrum, and Sting had just gone heel in Fall Brawl, and he started coming out to Metallica.
Mm.
And the Metallica, like Bret Hart's doing his promo, and then all of a sudden Metallica starts playing, and I'm the only one that stood up. I was like, hey, Sting, stand up!
It's Sting.
It's fucking Sting!
Yeah, it can do a lot for your career. I remember being a kid, speaking of timely, and when Demolition came out 1 and 2 in the Rumble,
Yeah.
I remember my brother and his friends going crazy because 1 came out and then the music started playing again, and they're looking around like, huh? And then the other one comes out.
What was funny about that, Derek, was they would tape the backstage segments with Gene Okerlund when the guys were picking out their numbers. And like you hear like one-liners like, you know, Bad News would take his and throw it in. He goes, looks like it's good news for bad news. And then when Axe and Smash would pick, Axe picked his. He goes, oh, I guess I'm in for a long night. And he walks off and Smash picked his. He goes, huh, me too. And he walks off and not knowing that, you know, they would be 1 and 2. And when they just ran in and just started hitting each other. That's what really got the crowd into it. And Andre being third, even better. But yeah, now they're the entrances, you know, first of all, they take way too long now. But there's no urgency, especially in Rumbles now. You had to play everyone's music. Going back to there was a house show in Madison Square Garden when they were the Samoan Gangsta Party before they eventually became 2 Minute Warning. They came out in a house show in Madison Square Garden. They came out to Gangsta's Paradise by Coolio.
Oh, see, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Oh, my favorite non-theme theme is oh guys, help me. When Scott Hall was in ECW. Radio
came out.
Oh, yeah. Lauren Hill.
Hill, thank you. I was like, I know her goddamn name. I was like, can you bring that back? Can you bring that with you?
Yes.
Because just the run up, the long intro, and then out comes Scott Hall. You're like, yeah, no, this works. It's Scott Hall.
Yeah.
That went viral before there was something viral. Because they still play it, you know, now because it's such a, you know, and it just an amazing entrance, a very great song from, of all people, Scott Hall.
All right, so before we move on too much longer, and I know Derek's got to go soon, I do want to mention this. Hey, guy, there's another streaming service coming out.
Yeah.
Apparently, Craig is not aware of this one.
I'm dead. No, I had no idea.
Introducing my AEW.
What?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep. They had a major announcement. It was a goddamn streaming service.
Now, if you were, as he said last night, I saw an interview. They asked him how he felt about, you know, Paramount and, you know, possibly buying WBD. He goes, "Oh, I think it's going to be great." Now, if you think it was going to be great, would you go out and start your own streaming
this is
service?
completely because, and you know what? I get it. I'm on board with this because like if we're arguing the evil, AW is at the bottom of that, at the bottom of this conversation. So I'd be looking for a way out too. So that's a just in case. And I'm good. Meltzer gives my AW streaming service to 5 3/4 stars.
Of course.
He was at the show last night.
I might give it a shot just to see what it's about at least once. I fired up the VPN and took an old look at the network address, the old WWE network address, just to be sad yesterday or the day before, because I'm like, can't even use it anymore.
Nope.
Can't use it anywhere.
Gone.
Now that was a genius idea.
Yeah.
Which would probably never survive in this day and age because everybody's greedy. But you look at all that content for $9.99 a month. That was with original content too. Amazing.
I can't put. That's again, guys. That's what adds to the whole. It doesn't affect you, but yeah, it does. Like the network's no longer around. Oh yeah, but it's Netflix. Yeah, but these fuckers are already rich. They don't need more money.
And I don't know if you saw, So NXT is leaving Peacock. They couldn't come to a deal. So Stand and Deliver, which is like their WrestleMania, is only going to be available on YouTube, I believe. You're going to have to stream it on YouTube.
That's not a total loss.
Which I think is great because I enjoy AAA on YouTube. But and I know nothing about business, and people are paying a lot of money for these rights. But I would take all my content and I would just put it on YouTube. I would take all my old archive stuff and I would just throw it all on YouTube and make a ton of money off of that. But I'm not a billionaire, so what the hell do I know?
They're starting to, and I think they're doing it slowly because I think part of these rich assholes in the back of their mind, I think part of them knows the streaming bubble's about to pop.
Yes,
now, about might be 2 years from now.
Yeah, because there's an ECW YouTube channel. There's a WCW one, and I believe they have a classic wrestling one. So you're right. They're slowly moving things to those channels.
The one I think you're referring to, well, there's two. There's the WWE Vault,
yes,
which is everything not current. But the thing is you can tag each other's accounts now. That is a good idea. I love that.
Yeah,
because I tag Craig and I on our YouTube channels when we're doing this. There's Monsoon Classics, which is just an independent guy that has uploaded pro, main event, Saturday nights, the WWF show, like Jacked, Metal, that kind of stuff from all eras.
There's a Memphis Vault on YouTube that focuses obviously on Memphis, but on the before they were stars, so you could see promos of The Undertaker when he was Master of Pain, and The Undertaker and the Soul, Master of Pain and the Soul Taker, meaning Undertaker and Charles Wright. That's where they started. And
wow, it's in Derek. I'm glad you said. I didn't realize this. All the content over NXT is coming off on the 15th.
Yeah, I just saw that. And
15th of this month?
Yeah.
So in 2 days.
2 days.
3 days, rather, sorry.
Yeah, 2 days.
Yeah, I'm glad there's a home for some of these things because even before the network, they had what was it, 24/7?
Yeah.
And I remember
the pay-per-view thing. That's right, yeah.
I would watch they had this thing where they would take each company and they would show you the weekly episode every week. And that's where I started watching one Saturday. I was just, let me watch this WCCW stuff. And I watched that. And every week I watched it build up. And stuff like that was fun. And it makes you appreciate the old stuff. And I feel like nowadays, if you don't know about it, you never hear about it.
Right.
Now, the good thing about that is they are slowly loading the WCW stuff up. The good thing about that is, Derek, is somebody has made a chronological order list.
Good.
So so every time they add more stuff, this guy or girl will go in and update so everything is in date order. So I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
Just hit play.
If you really want to just have a fun time, 2 YouTube channels I recommend, or YouTube storylines. The year Georgia 1980, the big turn, and it showed every week the turn from when Ole Anderson turned on Dusty, and first Ole turning face, and like week after week leading up to, him teaming with Dusty, and Ole teaming up with every baby face in Georgia with Tommy Rich and Mr. Wrestling 2 and Ray Candy, just to get back at the Koloffs, or to get back at Ivan Koloff. And leading up to when you're going to ask Dusty, and then it's called The Big Turn. The other one is a year in wrestling, 1984, in the NWA, and Piper, Steamboat, Flair is a good guy for the first time in his career, even when he was NWA champion. The debut of the Road Warriors in the NWA when they were AWA Tag Team Champions. Just that entire year in the NWA, and they showed clips from World Class. They showed Kerry's win over Rick, and they showed stuff from Puerto Rico. But those two, The Big Turn, 1980, Ole's turn, and the year in wrestling, 1984.
Real quick, Derek, I wanted to add another one that Dana just turned me on to, like, live,
Mhm.
JSG Television, JSG TV on YouTube is also, they've got world class, the weekly shows I'm looking at right now, WWF Superstars, CWF,
Superstar.
Jim
Wow.
Crockett Promotion stuff.
Yes.
Holy
Yeah,
moly, I had no idea this existed until 2 minutes ago.
Because during I remember when I had 24/7, I remember I would watch, and my dad, God rest his soul, I was watching when I believe it was Sting. Sting joins the Horsemen, and he gets the title shot, and Ole's like, don't take the shot, and they're trying to talk him out of it.
When
and
you signed that contract, you signed your death warrant.
And they attack him, and my dad walks in, his old country Georgia self, and he goes, "That Ole, that big, that big white bear bastard. Just look at him. Look at his back. Look at him. He's mauling that guy." And I remember just laughing. And he was like, "Oh, I couldn't stand that son of a bitch."
Yeah,
and he just walked out casually. But yeah, like I that was the first time I had watched any of those things. Watching Rick Rude down in WCCW, young Steve Austin in the late days of that. Like I got all that stuff from watching it on the network.
Okay.
That's the same clash. Data says that's the same clash where Cactus Jack won the audience while losing to Mascaras.
Yes.
Is that where he takes the fall? Like Jim tells him to take the fall at the ringside?
Yeah. Off his back. Yeah. And of course, Matt Foley got his receipt in his book, just totally ripped Mascaras a new one.
Well, he deserved it.
What a prick he was.
By the way, Derek, that segment where they turn on Sting. First of all, Sting looks weird as a horseman anyway, and
he's all dressed up with the paint on. I'm like,
you can take the paint off, brother. Like you could just, come on, dude.
And the great hidden Easter egg: who was conducting the interview? Terry Funk.
Yeah, Terry Funk. Yeah.
But,
and even Ole said, "We came back to help Rick get rid of this guy," and he points to Terry.
Yeah, he does right to his face. But the other moment is after Ole kind of tells him, "That's it, you're done."
Yeah.
Rick slaps the shit.
He did it twice. He went,
wham! Like,
and he ripped the poor guy's clothes off.
Oh my god!
But look at Arn though, trying to hold Sting's arm back. Arn was using all of his force when Sting was trying to get out, because Arn and Ole were holding Sting back, and Arn was like, you see his grimace, but he grabbed the microphone from Terry and smacked him twice. Get out of this!
That's it. Get out of this sport. Get out of this business.
Yes, that old Jim Crockett stuff, man. That's also where I saw Terry Funk attack Ric Flair and pile driving through the table that went into business for itself. That's next thing.
Yeah,
it didn't break. Like all that, I had never seen. I remember thinking, like, why does he have a Native American feather? Like it's just in his hair. Yeah. Like, it's just all these things happening. And the Terry Funk, Jerry Lawler empty arena match, I would have never saw any of these things unless if they didn't have it available on the network.
Well, you got to add JSG TV, man. That's crazy.
I'm going to add that tonight.
Good, Craig. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, I'm so glad you found that, Derek. It's so you witness a lot of wrestling history and a lot of touch points in wrestling that made other things. The empty arena match, let me say, with the very first hardcore match in wrestling. Terry turning on Ric Flair, who had just won the NWA title from Ricky Steamboat, and that sets Terry Funk up for a huge run 15 years after he had been world champion. And that took them to a whole nother and turned Flair face and, Sting a horseman. And it just turned, turned NWA into a completely different direction.
I also want to add, I just noticed this channel, he's upscaling this stuff.
Yeah.
Good.
So it looks really good.
And I know a lot of people my age and younger, you probably hear a lot of people go, "Oh, the older stuff was so much better than the new stuff," and you can't tolerate it. But like something simple as Pez Whatley turning evil and changing his name to Shasta Whatley, or Iceman King Parsons. I remember thinking, why do they call him Iceman? And then the episode the next week, he's breaking ice. And it's like, oh, he's Iceman. Like just little simple things like that made wrestling cool back then.
Yeah, and it's so simple to make something mean something. Like if you lost a match and you had to be the, in world class, Jimmy Garvin lost to David Von Erich, so he had to come over and wash David Von Erich's dogs.
Yeah.
And that.
Oh yeah, he had to do the. That's a great segment where he had to do all the chores.
Yeah,
and they're just beating the hell out of him, and they just get into a fight at the barn at the end.
Yeah,
and they reused it, but each territory did it great. Like when Dusty had Baby Doll working on the farm, like just little things like that. Yeah, they don't do things like that anymore.
No, just simple, tiny, little things.
It's also
that
Jimmy Garvin.
That make it mean something, and that's why I like Memphis Vault, because this is Memphis. You had something happen every week on television because they had a match in the Mid-South Coliseum every Monday, and then the Louisville Garden every Tuesday, and they did a loop. So every week something had to happen to get people in the seats. So when Jimmy Hart comes out and said, "I'll pay anybody any amount of money to break Jerry Lawler's leg, so I don't have to, to get him out of Memphis." And so every week you had Ken Patera, Jesse Ventura, Stan Hansen would come in trying to collect that bounty. And this was like this $10,000, which, back then, in today's money would be, close to $100,000. But back then, that was enough to get people, these big stars, to come to Memphis to cripple Jerry Lawler because of Jimmy Hart's money. Yeah. And every week you had, 30 share on Saturday morning TV in Memphis because everybody wanted to see it, and you had a sellout every week in Memphis because of Jerry Lawler and people wanting to cripple him.
Hey, Derek, before you got to go to work, you guys want to talk about the Sixers?
The Walking Wounded, you mean?
The Walking Dead?
Poor Maxie.
I need answers. I was waiting to talk about this because
I'm glad you mentioned that before I left. Did he get hurt in a game? Like when did it happen?
Derek, he sprained a ligament in his finger with 16 seconds left to go when we were down 20. Well, why the living F was
that's
he
a fireable
in the game?
offense. I hate calling for coaches' jobs. That's a fireable offense.
No, that's a fireable offense. No.
Yes.
No, we call for his head.
Yeah, you should. That's
his balding head.
Yeah. That's terrible. That's along the lines, not as drastic as what happened to poor Derrick Rose. But yeah, when a guy's out there and he gets hurt and he has no business being out there, yeah.
I'm still watching this shit, by the way. But I don't know if Craig's going to correct me or not, but I need two things. Mm-hmm. I need, and I understand these are medical professionals, I need the medical team from the Sixers questioned. Number one. Mm-hmm. And I've asked for that for the last 4 years. Now I'm fucking tired of it. Number two, I need Daryl Morey launched out of this planet on a rocket.
You got to fire him after this year, right? They have to. He hasn't done anything. You guys have to fire him, right?
I agree. If we don't go in, if we get, put it this way, we get everyone back by the playoffs. That includes Paul George, and everyone's healthy. And if we don't go on a run with a fully healthy team, then we're done.
You can't.
I also want to say, yes, I'm angrier at them than I am the Flyers, because my expectation for the Flyers were under the pond. under the pond scum is what I mean to say. My expectation for the Sixers, while they weren't gigantic, were a little bit higher.
The East is wide open this year.
No shit. I don't get it.
Everybody thought.
Daryl Morey is one of the biggest, fattier, baldinger wastes of goddamn space I've ever seen. And I've tweeted that to him. Fuck him.
And once again, I don't like to see guys get fired, but he didn't win anything in Houston. So to hire him coming from the Rockets, I didn't understand it. He didn't win anything.
Because he won something in Toronto, which was again an injury plagued NBA Finals stretch run.
Yes.
That if they hadn't if they hadn't got the lucky 5 bounces on that rim, we would have gone to the championship.
No, you mean the one that Embiid did everything but punch him in the face? That one?
That was the one, and Giannis was hurt against Milwaukee, and then Steph and Clay get hurt at Golden State. So Nick Nurse had the NBA championship because of that season, because of those two things happening.
Dana said
that's why he's still getting it.
Dana says Morey saw Bam score 83 on the Wizards, and we'll be signing the Wizards in the offseason. I swear to God, keep that fucking everybody on that team keep away from me.
Yeah,
I don't care.
You do the job evaluation at the end of the season. I would sit him down and I would go, give me a reason to keep you.
Okay, I just remembered this. I don't know what your time limit is. I thought you had to go, but I just wanted to.
Yeah, I got like 2 minutes. Yeah.
This is what I want. I've been waiting to say this in front of YouTube because you guys know ball more than me. I think Embiid is faking it, not completely. But I think because Maxey and him went to Morey and said, "Do not sell. Keep the team together." And he did the exact opposite. So if I was Embiid, I'd be like, yeah, my knee hurts, man. I can't.
And he also said, I'd rather be healthy for the playoffs than a meaningless game in January, I think I heard him say. But
if we keep going like this, we're not going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, you got Maxey. And look, somebody's going to say, well, he drafted, Hedgecomb. Cool. Thank you for drafting him. We paid you to do that. Thank you. But you still have to get out of here.
Yeah, he's got to go. I don't care about his draft. If I see him on this team in this, God damn it, I'm so mad. God damn it, white people are ruining everything.
Does he come to games? Like, do they boo him at games? Does he show up to games?
Does he, Craig? I don't watch the intros enough to.
Put it this way: if he does, they don't put him on camera. So
yeah, I couldn't imagine. Yeah, I couldn't imagine the city of Philadelphia seeing him in the building and not letting him know how bad he is.
You know who they never booed? They never booed Ed Snyder.
No, they never booed Pat Croce either.
They probably should have booed they probably would have thought about booing Pat Croce. Crap-Poche.
Yeah,
all right, Derek, get out of here. I don't want to take you up.
All right.
In trouble, brother.
All right,
thanks for coming.
Please be careful out there.
Yes,
don't.
I will.
And if anybody touches you, smack him with the good hand, the good side.
yeah, I'll try. All right. See you guys later.
Take care, D.
D-Mac, everybody. He made a reference to, we were talking about our names we were called as a kid. Not bad names, like making fun of, but just like me being called Danny. And he threw a reference, I will not say it's not that serious, but I'm like, I never thought of that. Because I'm not a world-class asshole until you pissed me off. I never once thought of saying that to him. Also, because he killed me. But it never occurred to me to go that way with it. I'm like, oh, yeah. And I got that in my back pocket. Now, Derek's a good guy. I'm glad he came on. It was a fun discussion. But yes, if you like streaming, you got more, everyone. And I'm leaving this on my playlist. I'm on the January 26th, 1985 episode of World Class with the Midnight Express coming out. So I will leave that right there.
The original theme song, yeah.
Yes. With the original promo.
Okay.
Anyway, what else we got? I think that's it.
I think that is it.
And the only reason why I brought up the Sixers thing because I saw the score pop up. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty 10. Yep.
I can't. It's not televised here. I mean, for good reason.
It might be on Peacock only.
Okay.
It's 37-26. Yeah. Which, like I said, if I was Embiid, I think that's all. Him going, oh yeah, no, my knee hurts. I can't. Oh. Craig, where can people follow you?
They can follow me if they so choose on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, and TikTok at Craig Ligon, CraigLiggons.
Follow me on Threads, Mastodon, Spoutable, Blue Sky, Twitter. I'm so happy I have that account back. It's just upset so many. And that's it. Don't follow me anywhere else. Get that. Oh, and YouTube, DanLaw83 on everything. Punch your local Nazi. Don't believe the rich folks. Eat them if you must. Keep it on the paper. Have a good night.
And there you have it. It's the end of the show. It's the end of the show, motherfucker!